What's up, Trail Trash? Welcome back. Today, first off, I want to thank everyone who has watched and subscribed to the channel. That means a lot to me. As of today, I got 130 subscribers. I know it's not a lot, but I'm stoked about it. So thank you guys and gals. I missed you guys last week. I missed dropping a video last week. I was in North Carolina. The wife and I went there for a little vacation, a little music festival, which she really loved. And anyway, I didn't get to do a video, so sorry about that. This just days before we left, I had a little project on the FJ. I re-geared it. I got my award with East Coast Gear Supply. Wheel with them, really good to work with. I knew what I wanted. I ended up with 488 gears, and I did an ARB front locker. I did the core charge where I just ordered it, and then once it came in, I boxed up my third member and my front diff and shipped it back. So I think a really good deal. Everything showed up, perfect condition, everything's fine, no issues. So, but yeah, so prior to the trip to North Carolina, that's what I was working on a Friday evening, Saturday, and a Sunday. And then on that Monday, I was able to get fluids in the diffs and back it out of the garage. But when I did that, I noticed that when I installed it, the locker was in the on position. I thought I had it all right, but it's a little tricky with that. But no big deal. I parked it for the week. We got back from North Carolina. I took the e-locker off, and all you do is stick a flathead screwdriver in on the gears that engage the locker and slide it all the way over to the driver's side, and then put it all back together and it'd be fine. And I did that, and it got the light off, but the one thing it didn't do, it was still partially locked, so I had to go through the procedure again. And so I did all that, and now I'm in the break-in process. So I'm 140 miles from being complete with it, or actually 130 miles. And then I can change the fluids and swap them all out. And they say to do it every 15,000 after that, but I'm going to do it after 5,000. I'm going to do another fluid change on it just to make sure it's not going to hurt it. All it can do is help it. So, but so far, I think it's the right choice with the 488s. It may be a little aggressive for a daily driver, but my rig's not a daily driver. If it was, I would probably have gone with the 456s, but it's not. And the RPMs are not that bad. I'm at 65 miles an hour, and I'm at 2,100 RPM, so not too bad. But it shifts properly. The cruise control, like I said, the cruise control now, it doesn't downshift, doesn't search for gears, any of that stuff. Going up and down hills, it's fine. Way better than before. Also, I had my tune on it, and it was like a full race tune, and it was nice. I swapped it back to a completely stock tune with updated software from Toyota, and with my first, I've already used a tank of gas, and I got 13.3 miles per gallon, which is way better than 10 or 11 miles per gallon that I was getting before. So that's good. And I'm going to drive it a little bit. I may tune it again, but right now, like, I gained all my performance back with the gears. So it's prior, early on, I put the supercharger on when I had 33s, and it was great. And then I put 35s, and it was a little sluggish. And now with the 488s, all of that is gone. So it shifts right. It don't search for gears. I'm not completely loaded down right now, but it's heavy, just as it is. The FJ is heavy. Please watch the video and If there's something I didn't cover because I didn't film everything, just hit me up in the comments and I'll answer any questions you have. If you get something out of it, please like and subscribe, and I'll follow up at the end of the video. Hopefully I'll be done with my break-in procedure and can change my fluids and drive normal again, which is full speed. All right, so while I wait on my gears to be delivered, I'm going to go ahead and take the wheels off and jack it up, put the jack stands under the axle, take my wheels off, go ahead and disconnect the brake lines, the parking brake, probably go ahead and break loose the axle, everything, take all that apart, break loose the drive shaft, and then once I get my third member, I can put it on, go ahead and close all of this up, and then I think I'll do the front after that. So that's the process. I'm about to get started. All right, so I've got the FJ lifted and got jack stands underneath it, and I'm about to break loose the fill plug first to make sure I can get it loose, and then I'm going to hit the drain plug there. And all right, so I've got the brake lines taken off, I've got the speed sensor unplugged, I've got the 4 bolts busted, broke loose or taken out from the hub. Same thing here. Got my brake lines, trying to catch all that fluid I can. The diff is drained, and I'm about to pull the axles out to release the third member and then break loose everything in front there. All right, so I've got the axle broke loose on each side, or not broke loose, but actually pulled out on each side there. So now I'm about to get on the other side and break everything loose from the front. All right, so now we got to work on taking out the, I got to figure out exactly how to take out the e-locker, and then I'll break this loose, secure it up top, and then bust open the, all the nuts and bolts there going around the pumpkin for the third member. All right, here's, got the drive shaft broke loose, started taking the e-locker nuts off. Got to take this bolt off. I've got it unplugged up top, and then I'll wiggle and take it out. However it comes out, whether it's open or locked or unlocked, that's how it needs to go back in. So I got to make sure of that when I put the third member back in. I have it unlocked. I have the sway bar out so I can get the third member out. I'm going to take this out, take the rest of the nuts off of the third member. All right, so I got the third member in, got my e-locker hooked back up, got a bead of gasket maker on it. I'm going to let it sit overnight, and then I'm going to put the sway bar on and then drive shaft in the morning, tighten up the fill plug and fill it with fluid, and then I'll get started on the front. All right, so this is the next day, second day. I've got everything torqued, got my drive shaft back in place, torqued. the housing, everything is, sway bars back in place, wheel hubs are torqued down, and now I'm about to move to the front. All right, so now I'm on the front. I've got it, the wheels and tires off. I am about to, I also got all the skids off, took all the skids out, and I'm about to drain my diff and then start taking it out. Once I get it out, I'll put the new one in, button everything up, and then I'll have to fill both of them. So I'll take some video once I get this out. All right, this is where I got on the second day. Got my CV axles out and getting ready to drop the front diff. It has been a long day and kind of missed some of the filming. There's the passenger side. Everything's disconnected. And I think I'm gonna hopefully finish tomorrow. All right, so I have not filmed as much as I needed to, but I've got my front diff back in, and I've got the passenger side CV axle in place, everything buttoned up on this side except my center link. I hadn't put that in till I get the other side done. It's been tough though. This front was really difficult. One person doing it. So, but there is a trick to it, and I'll talk about that later. Now I'm gonna get over and button up the driver's side. All right, so I've got the driver's side axle in, everything buttoned up, torque down, thread lock on what needs thread lock. Got the front diff in, and I am about to lower it down and put my wheels on. All I got left now is waiting on my fluids to come in tomorrow and fill the front and rear diff, and then start the break-in procedure. Hopefully start the break-in procedure if everything's done correctly. I gotta test my lockers. I do have to run the airline for my front locker, so I'll be doing that when we get back from our trip. All right, I'm underneath the front, and here is my airline on the front diff going to my locker. I don't know how good you can see that, but I have it ran and secured up. It goes right on the frame. It goes along the frame with my other wiring behind the heat shield. You can see it right there. Dips over the frame and through a grommet. And I have silicone there. So that's where it enters. And my compressor is inside under the seat. And I'll show you that. All right, this is where it comes through the floor. I have a little grommet there, and then my airline to the solenoid on my manifold mounted behind my compressor on my Desert Does It tray. So that's the setup. And then the switch is hooked into my S-Pod, and I'll show you that. All right, so I have the switch hooked through the S-Pod, which all I have to do is hit the compressor to turn it on, and then front locker to engage. And it'll stay engaged until I hit front locker again, and it'll disengage. I like this setup because I'm not going to accidentally hit it driving down the road or anything and engage the locker. So pretty cool setup. I'd wired this whenever I installed the compressor under the seat. Went ahead and ran my wiring because I knew I was going to get a front locker, and this really made it easy. All I had to do is plug in the solenoid under the seat, and I was good to go. All right, y'all, that's it for this video.
I know I didn't capture everything, so if you have questions about something, please hit me up in the comments. If you would like and subscribe, I would like to give a shout out to East Coast Gear Supply. They were really good to work with. Big shout out to them. I will be doing a review on it, later on, but I'm at my 20. I think I have 25 miles left on the break in, so I'm going to try to get out this afternoon, get those in, so I can drain the fluids tomorrow and be able to drive normal, full speed normal. All right, guys. Until next time, stay trashy.